Hello and welcome to the channel. My name is Nick Basket. I'm the editor-in-chief over at bartalks.net, which is an online resource for the coffee and cocoa industry. So I just wanted to do a quick channel update because we've sort of reduced our cadence from every week down to about every other week. And I wanted to talk about that just for a little bit and also give a bit of an update on what's going on with me. So the first thing is that I make these podcasts really for the community and for myself. I enjoy doing them. It's really actually the only reason why I do it. I enjoy making them, and I enjoy the comments, and a number of people sort of reach out to me and get in touch, and we end up having conversations, and it's fun, and I enjoy doing it. I don't do it because I'm trying to grow the channel into some kind of business. I'm not going to ever, I imagine, monetize it. So I've got no interest in the Google algorithm, but it is tempting. Sometimes you get sort of sucked into these this sort of mindset that you want to have to make a video every single week, and then you start thinking, well, what am I going to talk about? What's interesting this week? The thing is, if there is something interesting to talk about every week, I'd really like to get on every week and talk about something. But what I started doing was trying to come up with something interesting when there really wasn't anything that week interesting I wanted to talk about. And I also noticed that some of the people I was following, some of the popular YouTube channels, some of them were really digging deep, scraping the barrel to come up with stuff that I frankly wasn't very interested in watching. And I thought, yeah, that's going to be me. So I really just want to make these when I've got something to say. Otherwise, I'm going to keep quiet. So that's number one. Number two is, as you may also know, I have another job that I do as a data protection officer. And in that, I work pretty long hours, and they've just doubled my hours. And so I've got that I'm contending with as well, which is something that takes up actually most of my time working there, and something I very much enjoy doing as well. So I'm a very lucky guy. I got lots of things that I enjoy doing. So I've got the writing I do at Bar Talks, although there I have to say I've got a team of 5 now that sort of pump out, or they don't so much pump out the content, but I actually got a much broader team of subject matter experts from the industry that pretty much do most of the writing. What I've got are sort of editors and content publishers and designers and things like that. Anyway, so I've got that side of stuff still needs to be managed a bit. And then I've got the DPO work that I do. And so doing these videos is something I do on the weekends out of pleasure, out of just pure pleasure. So that's number one. Number two, I don't know what it is, probably number two. But then number three was just more recently. So in addition to my hours getting extended, I was involved in a motorbike accident, and it wasn't a serious one, thank God. But it does make you think. It sort of makes you sort of go, hallelujah, I'm still alive. In fact, weird thing was so here's what happened. So I'm just driving, I'm tootling along. It's not a fast accident. I'm going 10 miles an hour or something. But this car just blindsided me, went through a stop sign and didn't see the stop sign. So it just kept driving and hit me at, I don't know what he was doing, 20 miles an hour or something. So it's not a huge collision, but it was enough to dislocate my collarbone, which has put me in a certain amount of pain, for which I'm getting physio, and that just takes up time. And I'm having to take codeine, which makes me sleepy and also very happy. Actually, on my way to work. So I was on my way actually to see a client when the accident happened, and I'd baked the team brownies. So I had 4 boxes and I'm telling you, because I used super top organic cacao ingredients, you can imagine, right? Peruvian, single origin, la-di-da, to make these brownies, because it was a bit of a bake-off, because the girl in legal had sort of said that she made great cakes, and I'm like, you think you make great cakes? So I was up there. So anyway, I had all these brownies in my in my saddlebag, and so when they took me to hospital, they said we can only give you 1 codeine tablet, and you'll have to buy the rest. We'll give you a prescription. And I said, yeah, that's absolutely fine. I said, but look, here's the thing. I've got this case full of brownies. I said I was going to take them to work, and I don't want to take them home. I'll end up eating them all. I said, would you mind giving them around to all the staff? Everyone's been so good. And they looked at these brownies. They took out like these cases of brownies, delivered them around, and then she came back with boxes of codeine. So I basically bribed my way to a lot of opioids. So that's what's going on. I have got a video coming out, I'm going to say this week, because I'm doing one. Somebody had actually contacted me over a video I did ages ago, maybe a year and a half or 2 years ago, something like that, on my rocket, and said it had been a very helpful, honest review of the rocket, or first impressions. What was it? Maybe no, I think it was a 2-month in review. Having had that machine for, I don't know how long, but it's been more than a year. I would say maybe 2 years. I thought I would do a review of it. And then I thought, but I kind of done a lot of what I said in the 2-month kind of still carries. So what I'm doing is things I love and things I hate about it. So I'm going to pick very, very specifically the things that are really working for me on that rocket and the things that aren't working. So hopefully that'll be out this week, depending on editing time I get. And then we will resume the cadence of whatever the cadence will be, depending upon how interesting the market is. And I even thought about doing a video on why is the market not interesting to me at the moment? Is it me or is it the market? I actually think we're going to go through a dull patch. So I'm not going to make a whole video on it because it would just be a dull video. But I do think that I don't think there's going to be an awful lot of huge excitement in the home market over the next couple of years. We've got a recession coming. We've had all sorts of problems with parts and logistics. So when the opportunity was there with COVID, everyone was at home looking at buying machines. They couldn't buy machines because we couldn't get the parts. Now we can get the parts. We're going into recession. I kind of feel like everyone's getting screwed. And it's the way it is. But yeah. So I might do some different. You know what? Leave some comments below. I know everyone says this because they want to just boost the algorithm type thing, but I really mean it. Leave some comments below as to what interests you and what topics you like to cover. Because in my mind, what I'd really like to do is cover a couple of things at the entry level, like if I was starting again, that sort of thing. If I was starting again, what would I buy? Some videos like that. So if you've got any suggestions or things that you'd like me to cover, I would love to get your feedback. Otherwise, I will see you in the next one.